been nicely chilled overnight, so he's really quiet. Don't even see his head. Okay, there it is. It's a very pretty rattlesnake. Look at him. Oops. Let's see. Okay, not as chilled as I thought. Okay. And he goes in the tube. Good. You want to go in the tube. This can be the tricky part, of course. Go. Tickle. Got it.
How close is his head to the end of the tube?
In the very middle. And I have to watch his head while you paint the rattle. Okay. It's a beautiful rattle. This is an old snake.
Okay, where do you want me to start?
Okay, you see that dark rattle at the bottom? Don't paint that. Paint the 3 rattles above it. Try not
This
to get,
one?
yeah,
This
try
one,
not to
that
goop too much in the cracks, the seams, because
Okay.
that's what makes the rattle sound. Just a good kind
How
of.
long does it take to dry?
It's going to take a while, but as long as sun gets on the rattles so that we can identify them from a distance, that's all that matters. Some will wipe off.
Will blow on it, or will that make it mad?
No, it shouldn't. Yeah, I do need to count the subcaudal scales to see if it's a boy or girl. Do that after you're done.
Just taking off any excess that's
Yeah.
on
My bet is it's probably a male. Let me count the subcaudals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, might be a girl.
He's kind of bunched up in that too. You got one on one and up against your leg.
Now, he can't go forward. It's turning around that you really worry about. Help it dry a little bit. Look at that one dark rattle. It's interesting. So, of course, the whole point of this is we mark his rattle with acrylic paint and then release him near where we found him. Don't really want to release him exactly where we found him because it was kind of close to where people go occasionally. So we'll release him a few hundred yards away, and then if we ever see him again from a distance, we'll know if it is the same rattlesnake or a different one because, of course, the bright red rattle.
It's not really dry, but
Right, it's getting there.
kicking up. So.
Now, of course, we didn't paint the entire rattle because, well, rattle segments can break off over time because they get more brittle with age, and also the brighter red it is, the easier it is for predators to see the rattlesnake's rattle, and then thereby make a meal out of him. So this is a really pretty snake, and I'm actually leaning more towards female with the number of subcaudals that I counted. We'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Remember that, 19. Sounds like a female. See any injuries or anything? You know what, one thing you should note here, throughout this entire process, we've been bothering the snake, painting its rattle. Has it rattled? Nope. Is it really a rattlesnake? Yes. So they don't rattle every time you handle them or they're disturbed. And that brings up an interesting point that there's been some thought and discussion in the scientific community that the more humans kill rattlesnakes that rattle, then of course they don't kill the ones that don't rattle because they don't hear them or see them, then the ones that don't rattle breed and create snakes that choose not to rattle. You get close to them and you get bitten, even if accidentally. I prefer my rattlesnakes to rattle. Okay, would you grab me the lid? So we're done with this guy, or girl. Put her back. Hope her rattle doesn't smear paint all over her body. Put her down in there. All right, give me the lid.
Yeah, not to do that.
She can't really come up unless you have to really force yourself through that tube. Which is possible. There she goes. Prefer the bottom of my foot. And it's done. So let's go release this snake back out in the woods. And maybe we'll never see her again. That's the hope. But if we do, we will know that it's her. Okay, so I've brought the rattlesnake down into the woods a few hundred yards away from his capture location, and I'm about to release him. Now, the reason I brought him down here is because I didn't want to put him back at the exact location where he was found. That would be the ideal, but this is not an ideal situation because where he was found was close to where employees of the lodge frequent. So I need to bring him down here and release him and see if he gets the hint that he's not wanted in that area. But because we painted his rattle, we'll be able to tell if he comes right back. So let's do this thing. Okay, let's take the lid off the container. There he is. He's a dark phase. Well, I keep saying he, but I believe it's a female. Got her rattle buried under her body. Hopefully none of the paint is on her scales anywhere else, but that's okay if it is. When she sheds, it will come off with her shed skin. Beautiful snake. Okay, here we go. Please pardon the shaky camera. I'm having to pay more attention to the snake than the camera. Okay, here she comes. And it looks like the paint has held up pretty well. There she goes. I don't want her to go up the hill. There we go. Good. Down the hill towards the log. There. All right, good. Into the cover of the bushes. And there's her red painted rattle rattling like crazy. So, as you can see, it'll be easy to see her. She's coiling up in a defensive posture. Can't blame her. I'd be defensive as well. Some big creature caught me and put me in a bucket for a couple of days. Alright, so this is the beginning of a new study here at Earthshine to see if this paint-marked rattlesnake returns to its place of capture. The paint will not hurt her, and of course each time she sheds she'll add a new rattle, so we can tell how many times she has shed. Not her age, but how many times she has shed since we painted her rattle. So let's leave her alone and go get some lunch.